The broccoli has recovered very well. Good morning. Welcome back to Sage and Stone Homestead. My name is Heather. I just pulled these 2 bread loaves out of the oven. I actually kind of have slacked a little bit. Ooh, they're covered in dust. It's pretty funny. I used to call the fall and winter sourdough season because that's when I felt like I had the capacity to keep up with a sourdough starter until this year. I kept up with my sourdough that I had caught from wild yeast last year all summer long, and you know, I am pretty sure that I very nearly killed it this winter because I got lazy with it like I kind of do sometimes in summer. It's just funny how things can change. But I managed to not kill it, which is awesome. Pulled these 2 lovely loaves out of the oven this morning, and I'm just spreading butter on them. This is butter that I bought at the store. I have run out of goat's milk butter. Correction, I take that back. I did make a little bit of goat's milk butter out of some cream that I had saved in the refrigerator from the last time that we cream separated. And I did just put that in the freezer yesterday, but I have this butter, this cow butter, out on the counter. So we're using that to create a nice soft crust on these loaves. But today I have a pumpkin project to do. We're gonna go in the greenhouse and see how the pumpkins have done. It's been pretty warm since we got that hard freeze. I wanna check on the plants, potentially water some plants, and we need to check on Margie. Hi, sir, good morning. It was a couple of days ago when I weaned Gollum off of Margie, and it's morning time and I'm milking. I had gotten into kind of a afternoon milking routine. My milking time is around 3 p.m. at this point, but it's fine, especially when it's cold out. It's decently warm. I mean, that's the heat of the day in winter time. But because I know Margie is such a large producer, I didn't just want to pull her baby off and then just switch her to once a day milking automatically. That would be too much of a change, or too abrupt of a change. So I'm gonna be milking her in the morning until essentially I get tired of milking her in the morning. I'm milking her twice a day, in the morning and then again at 3 p.m. Look at all these kitties wanting their milk snack. Oh my goodness, hi. Hi, are you ready, Marge? Yeah, she's like, lady, getting kind of full over here. Watch out, kitties, I need to move this hay bale. Sir. Come here, girl. Come on, Margie. Here's our Margie moo. Looking good. You cats are too much. Watch out. Watch out. I don't have anything in there. Okay. Teddy. Did you just try to catch it? I think you did. I sprayed him in the face. No, Marge. Sometimes I will hobble Margie and tie her foot down, but most of the time she stands pretty well, so I try not to. Oops. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm throwing 2x4s back there.
Oh, okay.
I should have warned you.
No, okay. Watch out. We still have Stormy's Jupiter, so he's been keeping her drained, and we don't milk Christine until 3. I will give you hay though.
There's some mean thorns. Spider-Man.
I noticed that we're starting to see some udder bumps on our first fresheners. Look at Tori. Oh, it's so cute.
I'm not left-handed.
You did it. We have had a couple of requests for us to show the full barn extension build, but truthfully the way that we function is we divide and conquer, so there's just a lot of stuff to be done on any given day. Even in the winter, it's the slow season. And really what's more important is that we get this done on time, and also the other things that need doing, like milking. I forgot that I milked this morning and I need to strain the milk. This isn't one of the half-gallon jars that has the cup markings, but by the looks of it, I'm getting about as much as I got yesterday. Yesterday was the first milking since Gollum was taken off of her. The first milking from her, I got 5 cups, and then I milked her again at 3 and probably got another 1.5 cups or so. And it looks like I probably got 5 cups again from her this morning. Yesterday I milked at about 9 a.m. Today it was 10 a.m. Tomorrow it'll be 11 a.m. And eventually we will work into where I don't have to milk her until just 3. I'll have to do the same thing with Stormy after Jupiter is picked up. But then it's about a week before they're on the once-a-day milking schedule. Hi, sausage. Camera said stop. Let's take a look at these babies. Lightning's doing well. Cole's been doing well because you've been weaned a while. How are you doing over there? Shivering a little. Go in your house. It's not actually cold out. Kind of hoping I don't get stung. It's a warm day, so my bees are flying, and this time of year they're very defensive over their honey reserves because they can't recoup them. I do have a feeder out for them. They haven't found it yet. I hope they find it today, because once they have that resource that they know is there, they're a lot gentler. Hi, Farrell. We've done a bad thing. We forgot to bring Chloe an offering. Hang on, baby. As you can see, the broccoli has recovered very well. The broccoli heads are fine. The leaves are perky again. A few of the cabbage leaves are a little bit droopy still, but the heads seem okay. The plants that seemed to dislike that hard freeze the most were the cauliflower plants. So if we didn't know what's what in here, we can really tell based on how dramatic they got with that freeze. But this head looks okay. It's just not really self-blanching anymore. I think this variety of cauliflower is called Snowball. It's supposed to be self-blanching, which means it covers the head all by itself. It curls the leaves around the head to keep it a nice white. Because it is not self-blanching, the head is turning a little bit yellow, but it's still going to be tasty. I could take some clothespins and try to cover up the head. I'm not really worried about it. That plant has been through enough. I have not cleaned this out. I think I'm gonna wait until this dries up some. It just seems really tough at this point. It seems like it would be more work. I think I'm gonna wait for this to get dry and brittle. The pumpkins are doing amazingly. They were in here during that super cold night and none of them are soft. I did mention how a few of them had this kind of brown looked like it was starting to get soft, and it may be the start of something not great, the start of some breakdown, but at least for now they feel good, they feel normal. However, I am going to be bringing a couple of these inside. I probably should have done this before we started seeing freezes and things, but alas, I did not. But I do have a space in my house that is clear and ready for fresh occupancy. Okay, see this pumpkin here? It looks kind of funny on the back. When I push in, the rind itself is pretty hard still, but when I push on it, I don't know if you're able to see that, it is kind of sinking in a little bit. So this looks like our Chloe pumpkin. It's actually the next day. We're gonna go inside in just a second and I'll show you what we did with the pumpkins and we'll work on the advent calendar. But I wanted to show you guys something. So a few of our bees have found the feeder. I've got sugar water in here, but they're always gonna choose honey before they choose anything different. And they found it. Makes me happy. So these are actually the honey frames that we just harvested off of. So they're gonna take whatever's left, which there's quite a bit. You can see the honey kind of dripping down, and they'll bring that back to the colony and get to reuse it. You need to be smart. These are not toys. Okay, we're back inside. You can see my messy kitchen. And then I have this shelf in the middle of our house. When we first bought the house, we realized there was a lot of space above us. We have it's not vaulted ceilings, I don't think. Technically, maybe it is, but we don't have any kind of attic space at all. And so there's just a lot of space upward to put things. So we've got the shelf over here, up above the cabinets, and then this shelf here. This is anchored in to the rafters, so it has the capacity to hold quite a lot of weight. For a long time, there were a lot of spaghetti squash up here, and we've only got one left right there. This spaghetti squash is over 15 months since it was picked, and they've lasted a really long time. I'm going to grow that variety again this year. I've got a few pumpkins up here, and so far they're doing well. I'll probably be picking from these first for us, and then once ever outside. We'll see how well they do, but those ones may end up being what we choose for animal food. Okay, so it's time for more makeup days of our Sheepishly Me advent calendar. And I did look ahead on some of the things that we were going to be working on today, and it looks like we get to do some puzzles. So I am on day 8. The first thing we do work on is a felting project. Green and red. Okay, so this is supposed to be one of those trees from When the Grinch Stole Christmas. You know, those trees that kind of bend over because they're so tall and they've got this big ornament on the top. Now, the way that Sandy with Sheepishly Me originally put the advent calendar together is different than the way that it actually plays out. So my advent calendar is kind of a mess. But as you can see, the numbers, you know, they're not in order. 1 was up here, 2 is down here, 3, 4, and it's just sort of random. When Sandy had filled these up, she actually filled them up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so the way that it works out wasn't as she originally intended. And I thought about just doing the advent calendar sideways like that, like as you read, just to do the calendar in the way that Sandy had originally intended. But then she's got this video on how to do the different steps on the different days, and they are in order of how they are labeled here, and so to follow along that way would have been really difficult. So because things are a little bit out of order as to how she originally intended, there are some things that we do that are the same thing 2 days in a row, and we're about to come into that. And she has some things in here that are not crafts. Ooh. See, I knew I smelled something good in here. She worked with the company called Wick and Bear to get these lovely candles put in here. And this one is called Frothy Nog. So we'll light this while we work on the next thing, which is a puzzle. If you follow the Sheepishly Me, it's actually Sandy Brock YouTube channel. I believe that's the YouTube channel is under her name. In any case, I'll link it. But her and her daughter love books and they love puzzles. And they're a lot like me, where they kind of have seasons for things. And the slow season is times for more books and puzzles for them. And they wanted us to experience the holidays like they experienced them. So we've got our lovely candle, which smells delicious. And then this small little puzzle. Can you see there? This little sheep face. I was looking at this on the computer, and this particular sheep, her name is Goat. There we go. We have Goat the sheep. I'm ready for her close-up. I assume that's Sandy's vlog camera. I think it was this past year or the year prior, Goat actually passed away. Really sad. It's really hard when heart animals pass away, and we had that happen last year. Around this time, we lost our Calamity. And then day 11, which does catch us up to the present, which is good, is another puzzle.
Can we do a puzzle?
Isn't that cool?
Why can we do one?
Whoops, careful. Yeah, do you want to take this one apart and put it back together?
I'm gonna do this one.
Okay, come over here. Stand right here so they can see you.
There's barely any pieces.
Today is Shaika's birthday.
This is so hard.
You know, it makes it extra hard when there's no picture to look at.
Yeah.
Usually when you buy a box of, you know, a puzzle box, you can see the picture of what you're trying to accomplish on the outside, and we do not have that here.
Yeah, I wish we did.
Yeah.
This would be much easier.
It would.
I was wondering what this was. Great.
Oh, look, right here.
Take a bite.
That's,
There. Another little puzzle.
that wasn't too bad without anything to look at, huh?
Yeah. That was hard to do.
Yeah, good job.
Is there more puzzles in that?
I think there might be, but we're not going to open them today. This is one of her little black sheeps named Willow, looking at a willow tree. Her name is Goat, or was Goat. Willow is still alive, Goat is not.
I can't fix this. I keep blinking.
I've got an inside project that I'm working on today. I'm going to make some tallow balm, and I want that to be searchable, so it's going to be on tomorrow's video. So I'll see you over there.